Hi guys, it's Sally here, and today's video is going to be all about my new hair extensions. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be kind of like a Q&A type video. So I'll tell you some of the most common questions that people have or questions that I've received, and then my answer to those questions, okay? So let's get started. So what kind of hair extensions do I have? I have MicroLink hair extensions, otherwise known as cold fusion hair extensions. Basically what that means is the hair is put in place with these metal loops that are kind of like lined with silicone. So it pinches together with pliers and it holds the piece of hair in with your own hair. And yeah, it's just held with metal loops. So I'll show you what it looks like on my head. So you can see here. And the woman that did them, she did 2 links per piece of hair. So it's like extra secure in my hair. So yeah, really great method of putting hair extensions in your hair in a non-permanent, permanent fashion without using heat or glue, because I have very fine hair, and sometimes I've heard in the past that the glue gets too hot or people don't know how to apply them properly, and it can actually singe the hair or cause a lot of hair breakage. So this is a really good way for people who have very fine hair, who don't want to do a lot of damage to their hair, want to grow out their natural hair as they have the extensions in. So yeah, big thumbs up for this type of hair extension. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best. So yeah. So where did I get my hair? I ended up getting my hair at Mama Africa through the advice of Nicole at Ruby Ruby. Now I found Nicole online when I did a search for people who do hair extensions in the Montreal area, because I am in that area. So I did a Google search, I found her on Kijiji, and I found her website, and I looked at her website and looked at all the work she did, the before and after pictures. She also has a YouTube channel, so I checked that out to kind of check her technique out, just to make sure everything was cool, and she seemed really, really knowledgeable. So I immediately kind of trusted her and thought, this is the person that I should go for hair extensions. So I contacted her and she told me that I should get my hair at Mama Africa, which is a beauty supply store in Montreal. So I went there, chose the hair that I really liked, which ended up being Goddess Remy hair. That was in, I believe, 18 inches. And I'll show you how long it is. So you can see it's like almost past my boobs. But really it's longer because right now it's curled. And I did end up cutting a little bit of the length off just because I found it was just a little too long for me. So 18 inches is about, you know, standard. If you go longer than that, it gets to be kind of ridiculous and very unnatural looking as well. But I mean, to each their own, whatever you like, whatever length you like, go ahead and purchase. One thing I wanted to tell you is that the kind of hair that you get is really, really important for this type of hair extension. Because it is staying in your hair for a long period of time, you need to make sure that you get really good quality, real Remy hair. The type that I got, Goddess, is a really good brand, but there's several other brands out there. Just make sure you do homework and make sure that the hair is all in the same direction and that it's Remy. That's what you need to know. So yeah, that's what I did. I wanted to give a shout out to Nicole at Ruby Ruby because she is really amazing. She's been doing this for years and years. She knows what she's talking about. She knows how to place the hair so that it's not visible. Even when it's on a windy day, you can't tell that I have microlinks there. So make sure that if you are looking for somebody who does extensions, that you go to somebody who basically that's all they do. You don't want to go to a salon where somebody cuts hair, colors hair, and does hair extensions, because chances are they're not really an expert at any of those things. So yeah, that's my strong suggestion for anybody, is to make sure that you go to somebody who really knows what they're doing. Also, if you are in the Montreal area or in the Ottawa area in Canada, I'm going to put links to Nicole's website. Her company is called Ruby Ruby. Go check her out. Seriously, if you're in Ottawa, it's worth the drive to Montreal to get hair extensions from her, because she's the shit. She knows what she's doing, and I can like strongly recommend her. So go check her out, and I'll put a link in the down bar below so you can check out her website and give her a shout out. So how much does it cost? This is a really difficult question to answer because depending on where you are in the world and which city you're in and who you go to and what type of place you go to, the cost is going to vary greatly. For me, it cost $100 for the hair, which I bought myself at a beauty supply store, and then it cost me an additional $150 to have them installed. Now, I've seen prices upwards to like $600, $800, even $1,200 to have these installed. That is ludicrous. If you're paying that much money for hair extensions, you have far more money than sense, in my opinion, because honestly, it should not cost that much to have hair extensions installed. It really shouldn't. How long do the hair extensions last? They last approximately between, well, 2 months or shorter, depending on how long you really want them for, up to 6 months. Now, you have to be careful because sometimes your natural hair can kind of mix with the hair extension hair and get a little bit tangled. So you have to be really careful. Make sure that you brush your hair out, a few times a day, and really keep a close eye on them to make sure that there's no matting or no, what do you call it? Yeah, matting at the roots or matting at the ends of the hair. So yeah, they can last for a while if you maintain them really well. How do you wash your hair with them in? This is kind of a hard one to explain, but I'm gonna try to explain it as best as I can. Basically what you want to do is take your shampoo, and you don't really want to do this kind of normal motion that you usually do when you're washing your hair without extensions. You know how you kind of like move your fingers around your scalp and really kind of tousle your hair. You don't want to do that with hair extensions. What you want to do is kind of like apply the shampoo in specific areas, especially where you have the micro links, and just kind of massage it at the roots, make sure that it really gets in there underneath the micro links and over the top, and kind of like work it down, work your shampoo down in the natural kind of growth direction. So that's the best way to wash your hair, just so that you're not making the hair matte any more than it already is or could be. And yeah, just make sure that you kind of get that shampoo into your root area without causing too much tangling. So that's the best way to wash your hair with hair extensions. What kind of hair products and shampoos can you use with these type of hair extensions? For Microlink in particular, because it has a silicone coating on the inside of the metal loops, you have to be careful with the type of products you use, because you can't use anything with silicone, because the silicone will kind of break down the other silicone or make it really slippery and kind of make the microlinks fall out. I should say also that there's any type of product that has oil in it, you kind of want to avoid, especially in the area where your microlinks are, because obviously oil and silicone will cause it to slip out. But so far it's been almost a month now, and I really haven't had any slipping at all. I haven't had any of the microlinks come out. Nothing has changed. So I'm pretty careful with my hair. I'm pretty careful with how I wash it. And I'm also really careful with the types of products I use. So I think if you just make sure that you're aware of those things, try to avoid silicone, try to avoid oil, and try not to put product where the microlinks are, you should be good. Does the hair need any special treatments? Yes, it does kind of need more moisturizing than your natural hair. Now, my natural hair is really, really dry and kind of crazy, just because I bleached it and then darkened it, bleached it and darkened it, as you know. So yeah, my hair is really badly damaged. So actually the hair extension hair is in way better condition than my natural hair, which is pretty sad. But what I do is I make sure that every time I wash it, that I let the conditioner sit in my hair for a little bit while I'm shaving my legs or washing my face, because then it kind of, has the time to really work its magic on the hair. So that's basically all I do to kind of maintain the hair extension hair, basically. How do you style hair extensions? Again, it's kind of along the same lines of shampooing your hair. You want to make sure that you always work with the hair in the direction that it grows. So never put your hair upside down when you're blow drying it or styling it. Always make sure that that you put in a lot of product on the ends of the hair to keep the extension hair really nice and hydrated. Make sure that you use products that don't have a lot of oils in it, and if you do, make sure it's on the ends and not close to where the micro links are. Also make sure not to tug too much on the hair. If you are going to comb it when it's wet, make sure that you use a wide tooth comb so you're not kind of pulling at the hair or damaging it at all. Never use a comb at the roots of your hair because obviously it's going to kind of catch on the micro links, which is not good. It can break your hair and also break the extensions, so not cool. Another thing to remember is to use low heat, because if you're using high heat where the micro links are, you're gonna basically melt the silicone, which is gonna cause some damage to the links and probably your hair, so don't do that. What else can I say? Make sure that you brush your hair out at least a few times a day just to make sure that the hair isn't matting at all. And make sure that you use a brush that has kind of like bulbs on the end. This is the type of brush that you want to use on your hair extensions. As you can see, it's got kind of like balls on the end of each bristle. Excuse the hair that's in it, that's really gross, but whatever. Just make sure you get one of these brushes that is kind of like soft, and yeah, it won't tangle your hair at all. It won't get stuck in the micro links. As you can see, it goes through quite easily. Even if you catch it on the micro links, it's not going to ruin your hair, and it's not going to ruin the extensions or the micro links themselves. So definitely get yourself one of these brushes if you don't already have one. Another tool that works really well is a wide tooth comb. I use this when my hair is wet just to help kind of get rid of any of the tangles that might exist. Again, if you don't have one of these, you might want to get one. Another thing to remember when you're styling your hair is if you are going to go ahead and curl this hair, you need to make sure that you don't touch the micro links. Again, this will kind of break the silicone down and heat it up and make it melt, which will make them fall out and create a big mess in your hair. So don't do that. If you are going to curl your hair, curl the hair at the bottom, and when you curl the top, make sure that you pull your own natural hair and you're curling your natural hair from the root to the end, and making sure that you don't touch the micro links at all, creating a big mess. How do I sleep with my hair extensions? This is a really important step of maintaining hair extensions. You need to make sure that at night you put your hair in a ponytail. I normally do like a low ponytail, and then make sure you braid the hair. The reason for this is because hair, when you're sleeping and you're moving around a lot, the hair can kind of mat together and become really, really tangled, and you're gonna end up with a big mess when you wake up in the morning, which is not good. These hair extensions cost enough money, and you don't want to be messing around with that. So yeah, that's the greatest piece of advice I can give you, is to make sure that you sleep with a ponytail and braid your hair. And honestly, it's the best, because if you just do a ponytail and then, you know, twist it or whatever, or, you know, put it up into a handkerchief or something, it doesn't really have the same effect as braiding, because when you braid hair, you get kind of like that crumple effect, and it's nice when you wake up in the morning and you take your braid out, then you've got kind of like wavy, curly hair, so it looks really nice. So yeah, that's my strong recommendation for you. So I guess that kind of wraps up my hair extension video. I'm not really sure if there's any other questions that I should be answering. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but let me know if you have any more questions. Leave them in the comment bar below, and I'll do my best to reply to them. If I get enough questions, then I may do a follow-up video to this. So yeah, thank you for watching. As always, subscribe for more videos, like this video if you do, and make sure to favorite this video, because if you do decide to get hair extensions and you need to remember how to maintain your hair, you're gonna want to watch this video again. Okay, so yeah, take care guys, thanks for watching, and if you want to talk to me on social media, all of my social media links are down below. Take care, bye.